Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And in this segment of What Off Scale Military Action Figures Takes, I am showcasing the G.I. Joe Classified Retro-Carded Cobra Trooper. I'm going to do something that I've never done before, and that's have one already open without having to open it for y'all in a segment. Because man, I gotta admit, even watching me open this stuff can be a real pain in the buns, especially listening to all that crinkling and stuff. It just annoys. It doesn't make for a good video. So I decided to forego all of that. And since I have doubles, just show you what it looks like in package and out of package and all the stuff that goes with it. And, we're going to do a lot more compare and contrast. So here's what he looks like in the package. The package is dynamic, using similar art and pose of that of the throwback original 1/18 scale 3-inch scale O-ring G.I. Joes, right? He's definitely different from the rest of the Cobra Troopers that came out in the classified series. And here's what it has in the back, right? The command file. Let me bring it up for y'all for your viewing pleasure. And then, of course, you guys can just pause as necessary. And let me block this so you guys can get it better, right? So the enemy, roll the enemy. Primary specialty infantry. Second specialty sabotage. Birthplace various countries. Out of the nameless, faceless legions of Cobra Command, Cobra swear absolute loyalty to their fanatical leader, Cobra Commander, and their goal to conquer the world for their own evil purpose. There you go. Yeah, so you got the box art for all of these. What they should have done is slim this down, bring it down, and had all the other retro carded characters, in the box art here. But I don't know why they don't. Maybe it's too expensive for them or whatever. But yeah, so this is the display. Got all the weapons in the stands, right? To win. And then, of course, as I bring it down, what he looks like outside of the package with all of his gear, right? Comes with his stand, which I'm not going to use. It's nice to have that option, but you don't really need it. And yeah, so he comes with Spirit's rifle and the standard Cobra submachine gun, laser rifle-ish thing. The same gun with suppressor as Stalker. I believe this is the same knife as Spirit. I gotta tell you that it's kind of hard to put it in. At least in mine it was. It's cooperating now because I forced it in earlier. But yeah, and he looks like he even has the same suspenders as Stalker, right? Cobra Island Boy Viper. Or actually more of the Cobra officer shoulder rank thing going on there, right? So yeah, a little bit of a difference though. I'll show you when I should compare and contrast with the ossifers and stuff, right? Yeah, so this is what he comes with. Looks like he has the face mask of the officer versus the Cobra Trooper, but everything else about him is still the basic doggone Trooper. I can see why people were a little disappointed, well, pretty disappointed, because still has the pinned showing joints using old buck, but just different color paint and accessories. So this is a quick cash grab, which worked because I bought like 6 of these. 2 from someplace and four in another, right? But the four that's coming is going to take a while. So, yeah, I couldn't wait. I was just like, all right. So, comparison. Here's what he looks like with Island Boy Viper. Um, yeah, still holding the Top Fun Retro Toys. Uh, um, Krinkov. But yeah, this is what the primary weapon of this guy, which is laser rifle-ish, right? Um, I have no, this weapon is just kind of whatevs um, that it comes with. But he comes with a pistol, and he does come with the same rifle as uh, the others, and I think his knife is a little better. Different, same thing as this, but I guess this time with different rank, right? So I guess this distinction is the Viper Island Viper. This is what makes the Viper Island guys special, because they have the eye plugs and the others don't. But yeah, this is more of, oop. So that's what kind of makes his vest special. I kind of like this vest, but if you're looking for the throwback, this is the closest thing to the actual throwback there is. Right? Let's see if I can. There you go. Just get this out of the. Just so much going on, folks. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, me trying to set this up, trying to get organized for y'all. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. A lot of moving around. Um, Forgive me. I just came back from LA Comic Con, and I was so happy to uh, get home safe, and do this video for y'all, so you can see. I was dying to do it because I knew this was coming. I was like, yes, please, I want to do it already. Yeah. I like this vest. This is all right, but I love that they did this differently, because I already have a bunch of regular Cobra troopers that have, the same gear as this. So it's nice to have them in different, kind of uniform. You know what I mean? Similar, but not quite. I do really wish that they did stick with this kind of mask. I like this mask a whole lot better than that. That to me more is of the Cobra officer kind of deal. But if you are trying to go throwback, full retro, this is the way to go. Kind of ish, right? But yeah, these guys have this primary rifle instead of, well, me and my Krinkovs are just an AK-47s. Eventually, that's what I'm going to be arming this guy with. Those Top Fun Retro Toys, baddie Euro weapons. And here is the Cobra officer. Difference is the helmet, of course. Well, he would come with something in his back and two different weapons, the same weapons that would be in uh, the Cobra driver, Stinger driver, right? I like that the colors match with each other with gray. They're closer in color scheme-ish, but the problem is, uh, well, he uses the Cobra Trooper thing here. The Cobra Officer definitely has its own. Cobra Officer has its own kind of chest piece, but they have the same exact face, but not the same exact helmet, which I'm gonna have to show y'all. Yeah, the helmets are just so different. Yeah, but they do have similar, arm bands. Just this one has a Cobra symbol in it, and that one does not. And of course, I guess two ranks down. Uh, their knives are different too. This is the Spirit knife, and that's its own kind of stiletto kind of knife. Yeah. Um, yeah. Uh, I like it. I like that there's variety. It makes them look different. I got a bunch of Cobra Troopers, one, couple of Viper Island ones. So I love that there's variation so that they all don't look exactly the same, but they are in essence the same. Uh, I'm kind of torn between, how to display them because one is clearly more blue than the rest, like different kind of blue. This is very obnoxious blue versus, I won't say obnoxious, but when compared to the subdued blues, it's not as you know what I'm saying? It's just not as prominent as the throwback one. So when they develop a Cobra Officer one, I don't know, it'll probably I'll probably say that these are different kind of units, but they're all still Cobra, you know, altogether. And I'm glad that there's these different variances. These variances make me have more distinguished but the same Cobra Troopers, which is super cool in my opinion, right? I love it like that. But in essence, they are basically the same from feet and everything, just different accessories and uh, really, uh, I didn't really like this. Right? I mean, the concept is cool because the rifle, I believe, is what came with the basic Cobra Trooper. But man, I had to heat gun this bad boy because this thing was bent to heck, like really bad. And even this was kind of really, really bent out of shape. So I had to, you know, manipulate it as such because yeah, look, it was kind of it's an obnoxious kind of curve, really. Just it's just almost as if it wasn't meant for. But either way, either great news is I did the test and yes, you can do the SSP. You can do it with this one. And if you don't believe me, we're about to test it right now so you can see it for yourselves, right? The SSP just looks bad because again, this rifle is not exactly, it bends pretty something pretty fierce. So yeah, hang on, let me arrange it for y'all so you guys can see it even better. See the sexy sniper pose, he can do it. So yeah, that's the redeeming quality of this piece right here. Final thoughts on this figure. I like it again because now that I can troop build a bunch of these and a bunch of the others, it just makes them all look, well, all Cobra Trooper, but a little the distinctions of gear is so cool that they're different enough to give them their own kind of distinct personality. If I ever had to put a squad together that was just a little different than each other, you know what I'm saying, without doing mad kit bashes or anything, right? The overall weapons is exactly it's fair. It makes sense. It's not I would say in the grand scheme of things, it's good. It's acceptable. Uh, it's a great value. If you're going to troop build, this is a good thing to have a bunch of Cobra troopers with these rifles and the gear that it does have. Right, more realistic, more attuned to the OG GI Joe, Real American Hero stuff. So overall, this gets my recommendation overall because it's especially if you missed out on a lot of these troopers before, now would be a good time to get it on the cheaps, you know. And you could just gear them up with third party gear if you're not satisfied with their gear like I do. But overall, for the layman, for just the regular fan out there, this is fine. It's good. The most main gripe for most would probably be the technology is just basically thing for pins and on the joints, but hey, it is what it is. You just kind of accept it. And again, is it really that big of a deal killer for most of y'all? of course, it is kind of ugly when compared to something that's already doesn't have it and the engineering is better. But you'd have to really let that bother you, some it does. So, and I'm not going to be mad at them for feeling that way, So, you guys got a point. It was time for them to address those, but they chose not to. They wanted to make money, and I don't blame them. Making money is what they're supposed to be doing, right? On the cheaps. So, and to me, this is an okay, an acceptable level of cash grab for me, right? Others it might not be, but for me it is. Yeah. All right, folks, this is all I got for this segment of 1/12 scale military action figure stakes, the Retrocarded Cobra Trooper edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.